Hello everyone, how are you? So today I would like to talk about, for me, a very important rule in language learning that I think that most of the people are not, they don't know it. I have said this before in my last video, one of my last, has been I think a year ago, but I think that it's very important to repeat this rule that will be inside our brain and our hearts. This rule actually says that we think, for example, someone who goes to a country, and in this country he learns a new language, and when he does it by books, yes, by books, by grammar, a lot of grammar, by a teacher who tells him what is right and what is wrong, and he studies the language like some kind of a mathematic. And then he goes out to the street and he hears people, and those people who talks the language, the mother tongue language, don't speak it correctly, like he listen it to in the class from the books. And one can think that he's right. This guy that now learns the new language is right because he speaks the correct language, but he isn't. Because a language is something alive. That's why Esperanto, the language that kind of Spanish language didn't exist, because a language is something alive, something that it changed all the time, new words, slang, all of this. So when we put aside that man and we take a child that has been exposed to the language since the day that he was born, he knows the language perfectly, but he doesn't speak correctly like this guy who learns a new language. But those kids are right. Those people who speak the language incorrectly are right, because a language is something alive. And even if you speak it like in the street talk, again, this is the right language. This is the right spoken language. So, for us, when we study a language, of course, it's important for us to be with the book. The book is always important tool, but we have to remember that the correct language is out there in the street, out there with the people who speak it like it's slang, like sometimes they swallow words, sometimes they don't pronunciate it. But this is the correct language that you speak from your heart, that you don't speak it like a book. Sometimes I speak with Iranian people, and sometimes they tell me, you speak Farsi, you speak Persian like a book. And they are right, because I do speak Persian like a book. I hope I will speak like a book. For me, it's a big compliment. But it's hard for me to speak Persian like kids, like everybody else, like every Iranian, because I have learned the language only from the book. So it's very important for us to remember and to know that when we learn a new language, we have to learn it by the book and all those rules and all of that. But we must remember that the true language is out there in the streets, out there with the movies, with the books, with the slang, with everything that you hear. This is the language that you need to be inspired to know, and not the language that you study in the book, because the language that you study in the book will stay in that book. It will not go outside. But the language that you will build, that you will be exposed, the real language that really is speaking out of the hearts of the people. This is the true language, and this is the language that we need to. This is our challenge. This is our challenge when we study a new language, to be inspired, to know the language like there is in the streets, with the simple people, with the little people. So thank you very much. I hope you understood the message, and I will be in touch with you next. Thank you very much.